All right. Good evening, guys. Before we start today's session, so first of all, I have some quick updates as usual. So we had recently completed 7 years, and we are entering eighth year, guys. So we are into performance testing trainings from continuously from the past 7 years, and from 2018, end of 2018 onwards, and we are entering our eighth year successfully. So in these 7 years, we never had a like break, or we never, there is no time where we were not having a batch, right? So we are running performance testing training continuously on LoadRunner and JMeter and Dynatrace, and now uh, now we are coming up with this Splunk training, guys. Okay, so we'll see what is the Splunk, and what is the where do we use Splunk, or where does Splunk comes into picture, right? How to write Splunk queries, how to create dashboards and all this. So this is our Insta page, guys. Please follow our Insta page. So for regular updates from us. Okay. So and also I have been sharing IT job opportunities, particularly into QA. Continuously. So every day by the time you wake up, you'll see like at least 3 to 5 posts on our Insta page. Okay. So almost day on an average. On an average, you'll see like 3 to 5 posts by the time you wake up. All right. Now, now coming back to this. So thanks for your support, and we achieved recently some milestones. Recently we crossed 14,000 subscribers and 1,400 followers on Insta page. We are close to 1,400, not 1,400 yet. Yeah. So these are some milestones that we reached recently. All right. Now let us get started. And by the way, one new JMeter batch was started with the timings 10 to 11 a.m. IST, and JMeter scripting was started in this batch. Okay. So enrollments are closed for freshers, but if anyone is having prior JMeter knowledge, so they can join this batch, because we started scripting only 3 sessions are done on scripting. Only one script is completed on this application. Let me show you the application. So this is one of the real-time application that we started scripting, uh, you know, scripting training with JMeter. So only one script is completed till now. So, I'll be covering 4 to 5 different applications, including one Salesforce application, right? As most of you, may be knowing, those who joined our previous demo sessions. All right. So we are, this batch is running successfully, and we started JMeter scripting this Tuesday, and only one script is completed. One JMeter script is completed for user registration on a real-time application. All right. Yeah. So, and we are planning to, we have some requests for weekend batch as well. So very soon we may be starting weekend batch once we get at least 10 plus confirmed participants. So we are planning to start a weekend batch for performance testing once we get 10 plus confirmed participants, and at least 20 participants for the demo. Okay. All right. So now let us get started with this Splunk enterprise. Okay. Now this would be the course contents. So what is Splunk setup or Splunk installation, and Splunk architecture? What is the Splunk architecture? Operational intelligence, and how to install Splunk on Windows and Mac OS, Splunk functions, index data, search and investigate, add knowledge objects, monitors and alerts, report and analyze feature. So these are the main functions of Splunk. This index data, search and investigate, add knowledge objects, right? These are the main functions of Splunk as you see here. Okay. So apart from that, I am going to cover Splunk components, search head and forwarder. And there are two types of forwarders: universal forwarder and heavy forwarder. In Splunk, we have two types of forwarders. One is universal forwarder and heavy forwarder, and single instance deployment and Splunk apps and roles, etc. As you see here. Finally, I'll also be covering, how to create Splunk queries and how to create dashboards, how to write Splunk queries using the keywords, right? Splunk keywords, and how to create dashboards and how to leverage the full potential of Splunk in performance testing and engineering. Okay. So let me give a brief introduction about my experience. So I'm an, as you see here, I'm an MCA graduate and I'm having 16 plus years of experience in IT. So 13 plus years specifically into performance testing and engineering, and still learning, of course, right? And now these are the different service-based companies I worked for in this journey of 16 plus years of IT experience. And these are the different product-based companies that I had worked for. And I'm a certified associate in Splunk, Dynatrace, and JMeter. So we also provided some corporate trainings and these, individual trainings as a batches, of course. We till date we had placed 1,000 plus students in the last, not 4 to 5 years, but this is, yeah. So initially we used to have only 2 to 3 people per batch. So in the last 4 to 5 years, we had placed around 1,000 plus students without any proxy or backdoor. And we are celebrating, we completed 7 years, just as I mentioned just now. So we had recently completed 7 years in performance testing training, and we are stepping into our 8th year. Okay. So this is briefly about me. And now let us go to Splunk. Now let us understand what is Splunk. Okay. So Splunk is a popular log mining tool. First of all, Splunk is a popular log mining tool. Now, what is the meaning of log mining tool, right? So just to help you understand, so let me go to the architecture diagram of any web application. I will take any web application. I will take a typical web application architecture, and let us understand, where does this Splunk comes into picture, or what is the, how does Splunk, help us to find any performance issues, or, or how does Splunk help performance test engineers, right? Let us understand that. So those who attended our trainings, you might have, you know, this architecture. What is this architecture diagram, right? So this is a traditional web application architecture, which is having, 3 web servers, 4 application servers, and 3 database instances in this picture, right? Guys, able to see my screen, able to follow,
Yes, sir.
right?
Yes, sir.
So any web application, you take any web application like IRCTC or HDFCbank.com, or, or any application, web application, right? Let us say, it is a on-prem application, right? And, let's say there are 3 web servers, 4 app servers, and three DB server instances, right? So, it applies for, even cloud application as well. So, but, in this, I'm going to show you on a on-prem application first, how to use Splunk and all, how to leverage the potential of Splunk, right? So now let's say, before that, let me give you some backdrop. So I got a chance to work on Splunk when I was working for Bank of America. Okay. So these are the different product and service based companies that I had worked for. First time I got a chance to work on Splunk when I was working for Bank of America around 2015. Okay. And, let me explain, how we used to leverage Splunk for our, performance testing. Okay. So, and in that one of the projects that I worked, so we had 2 web servers. Okay. 1 second, guys, and 5 application servers. Let me show you the application architecture. So this was our application architecture, guys. So we have 2 web servers. Web server was Nginx. Nginx was the web server, and 5 application servers. Application server was Oracle. WebLogic. Application server was WebLogic, and database server is Oracle. Okay. So this was our application architecture in one of my projects in Bank of America. Okay. Now, and there are around 300 JVMs. Application server on applications. It is a huge application. It was used by across 30 to 30 countries at that time. So because Bank of America is into payments, or wholesale banking, and their application, the application that I worked was used across various countries. So it's a huge application, basically for payment processing. It does payments processing, fund transfers, your salary processing, bill payments, etc., etc. So it was a huge application, and used to have 300 JVMs, different JVMs assigned to different tasks. For reporting, you have a couple of JVMs. Payment processing, you have a couple of JVMs running on these application servers, etc. So now, so when we have such a complex application like this, so like and like whenever we had some issue, let's say there is some issue on app server 3, or there is some issue on app server 5, right? And suppose when you are running a load test and you are seeing some performance issues, and issue may be because of only one server or all the servers, right? Suppose app server 3 is having some issue, some CPU issue or memory issue or a network issue, because of which it is unable to process the request. And let's say some requests are failing, right? Now, like we had Splunk in that place to search the logs, to search the log messages, because we don't know, like we don't know which server is exactly having issues, right? So when you have a cluster of servers like this, 2 web servers, 5 application servers, and 2 DB instances or 2 DB servers, and if you have some performance issues, or suppose you are running a load test and you are seeing some error messages, so if you don't know, or if you don't have any log mining tool in place, you need to search in all the log on the log files, right, on all the servers, right? Because when you don't know, like which server is causing that issue, you need to check each application server one by one, isn't it? You need to go log into that server, or you need to check the log messages of app server 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and so on, isn't it? Clear, guys?
Yes, sir.
Right? Now, which is a tedious task and cumbersome task, isn't it? So if you don't know which server is having some issue, so you have to search each and every log file. And those who are attended our LoadRunner or JMeter training, when we are discussing this monitoring and analysis, I had already explained like how to check the log files, right? Where would be the log file folder on the application server or web server, and where to check those log files, how to check those log files, how do you how do you check how do you check when you have some errors, how do you check the trauma in the log files, from the log files, how do you check the error messages in the log files? Anyone?
Linux commands యూస్ చేస్తాం సార్. grep command ఒకటి యూస్ చేస్తాం.
No, if it is, if
Linux
the servers are if the servers are running on Linux servers, yes, you use grep command. But if there are Windows servers, if they are Windows servers, now what do you search for? Whether it is Windows
Errors,
or
sir.
Linux,
Errors. You'll check errors.
error or exception.
right?
Errors.
You check for the word error or exception, isn't it? We had seen that. We saw that, right? We'll check for the, we'll search for the word error or exception, isn't it?
Yes, sir.
Right. You go to logs folder, right? Suppose, okay, let me show you that quickly. Suppose, like we have, one Java application on this machine. Let me go to that folder. So this is one Java application running on my machine. So you'll use open file location. So you'll go to that server folder, basically application server folder, and you go to logs folder, right? We need to go to logs folder, and you need to like, you need to search each log file. Again, you have different log files. Observe here. Cataliner, host manager, local host manager. There are different log files. So again, even if you want to check each server also, again on each server you have, see, in this architecture, like let's say you want to search some error messages, if there are any error messages on which server, server 1, 2, 3, 4, or 5. Once you go to that folder, again you need to search for, you have multiple log files, and you need to search in each log file again on each server, isn't it? So which is really a tedious task, isn't it? Right? Now, so what do you search first of all? If you get some error message, what do you search? You open that log file, right? And you search for either, yes,
Or exception along with timestamp.
right. Search for error or exception. First you search for error, right? And if you don't find that error message, there are some error messages here. So if you don't find some error, that error message, or if you don't find the word error, you'll search for exception, isn't it? You'll search for the word exception, isn't it? But how many files will you search like this? So you have a lot of log files, different log files. Of course, you have log files with different dates observed here. Date was appended to that, right? So you have to search for each log file separately, right? And again, like when you have multiple application servers, multiple web servers, again it's very difficult to search on each server, isn't it? So, however, so to overcome this challenge, so we have this, log mining tools like Splunk, Datadog, etc. Right? So, what are the various log mining tools? So, out of those, Splunk is so popular, right? What are the various log mining tools in the market? Let us see. Okay. So, Splunk is the most popular log mining tool. Apart from that, you have, Datadog, etc. There are a lot of other log mining tools. Okay. Right. Now, let us see what is the market share of Splunk. Splunk is the most popular log mining tool. Not sure what is the market share, current market share. Okay. 29% in 2020 report, approximately 16.5% in the overall performance analysis, right? So yeah. So now, when you have such tool in place, when you have Splunk like log mining tool in place, you will have a UI like this. You'll have a UI like this, right? You'll have a UI like this, and you can log into that, and you can search for that. You can search for that application name, or you can search for error or exception. Okay, whatever error or exception message that you are getting, right? You can search. You need not log into each and every server, and you need not search in each and every file, every log file, each and every log file, right? You have a web interface. Splunk comes with a web and nice, wonderful web interface like this. You can search. I'll go to Splunk homepage. In Splunk homepage, you'll have something called search and reporting app. Search and reporting is one application, Splunk application. You go to that Splunk and search and reporting app, and you enter your search term here, right? So let me enter my Java application name. So the moment you enter that Kona card, okay, I'm searching for the last 24 hours. Right, I think server is down. Just yeah, okay. My Splunk server is working fine. Now you can see that there are some log messages on 22nd November and in this log file, right? So the word Splunk is found in all these, these log messages. Now, if you have some error, you'll search with that error message, right? So you need not, this is a single place where you can search all your log files. If Splunk is configured on all the servers, right? To make this happen, Splunk forwarder, there is a component called Splunk forwarder, which should be installed on your all your application servers, web servers, database server base. We'll discuss that. What is Splunk forwarder? How does it work? And right. So but I think I gave a. Now you are able to understand. Are you able to understand what is the prominence or what is the significance of Splunk in performance testing
Yes, sir.
and engineering, of course, in performance testing and engineering? Or did you understand what is meant by a log mining tool?
Yes, sir.
Is it clear what is meant by a log mining tool? Right? So what is a log mining tool? Understood or notice? What is a log mining tool? It collects, processes, analyzes, and visualizes log data generated by applications, servers, network containers, cloud systems, and security devices in order to extract useful insights, right? So a log mining tool helps you understand what is happening inside your system by reading and analyzing its logs. Fair enough? Is this clear now?
Yes.
So it gathers, a log mining tool typically. What are the features? It gathers logs from applications like Java, .NET, Python, Node.js, servers, databases, network devices, cloud services, containers, and Kubernetes, right? and it converts raw data into structured data. It stores logs in a searchable format, right? And you can run Splunk queries like this, right? So you can see error or exception status is equal to 500, login failed. So you can search, you can run queries like this, and you can find out what is, how many errors are there, what is the root cause, and all those, right? And not only that, you can also visualize that, visualize various metrics by creating dashboards, charts. You can create alerts, Splunk alerts, etc., right? And combine logs from multiple systems to find root causes, right? So these are the different ways, in which log mining tools are used. These are helpful to diagnose performance issues, troubleshoot the production problems, detect security threats, monitor real-time system health, etc., right? And what are the various Splunk log mining tools? You have Splunk, Elk Stack, ELK Stack, where ELK stands for Elasticsearch, Logstash, and Kibana. Grafana, Loki, it seems. Datadog is another popular tool, right? So these are the popular log mining tools, right? Now I'll come back to Splunk. Now to the PPT. So it is a Splunk Inc. is an American software company. So it is a search platform to search, analyze, and visualize the machine generated data gathered from websites, applications, sensors, devices, etc. Splunk is not only used in performance testing and engineering, so it is used in various other areas where you have IoT, Internet of Things, right? If you want to search, analyze and visualize the machine generated data gathered from various sensors, applications, devices, etc., which make up your IT infrastructure and business, right? I'll take a pause here. Any queries? So in the next 10 minutes, I am going to make you install Splunk on your machine. So any queries, guys, before you go into that? Is it clear for everyone what is Splunk, and how Splunk will be helpful for performance testing and engineering, right? What are the various areas of application of Splunk? Guys, are you with me?
Sir, does the functionality is same like LoadRunner, sir, or it is it's different, sir? Splunk functionality.
LoadRunner is a performance testing tool, right?
Okay, this is data mining. So, like, we don't need to
Now,
run all
see,
this.
you are generating load on the application by creating LoadRunner scripts and running those scripts. So what are we doing? We're actually generating load on the application, right?
Okay.
Virtual users, we are pumping up the virtual users, and you are generating load on the application. So when thousands of users are accessing the application, lot of log files will be created. You saw that, right?
Yes, sir.
I had shown you once demo application, and see, I can show you that, like, when you access that Konakart application, let's say, it will write number of logs into the log files. You remember that, or
Yes,
are
yes, sir.
you right?
Yes,
So
sir.
whenever a user access any application, let me quickly show you that. Thanks for asking that. Let me quickly show you that. Okay. So let me start that. Let me search the status of this database server on this local machine. And now let me start Konakart, right? So now once you start this server, once any user access the application, right? Once any user access the application, localhost Konakart admin, this is admin page. No, it comes up automatically. Actually, sorry, it is coming up automatically. Once the Tomcat server is started, it comes up automatically, right? And now now when let it come up, we'll continue. So once user starts accessing, right, some entries will be made to the log file, right? Pawan, in which batch are you, Pawan? July batch?
Yes, sir.
Okay, in July batch, did we cover those, those concepts or no? Did I show you that, logging mechanism? How does logging mechanism works?
I don't remember, sir. Like, we checked the logs, but logging mechanism specifically, I didn't remember.
I remember that that is done. I had covered that. Please refer to this. Please refer to this session for logs
sir, yes,
concept. It was already covered. Okay. Logs concept was already covered. So please refer to that session. Which session is that? September 20th.
Okay.
Yeah. Right. Now, so still loading. This is still loading. So it seems like some issue. Okay, we got some issue. Observe here, connection refused.
MySQL 80 స్టార్ట్ చేయలేదు సార్, మీరు దానిపైన ఉన్నది స్టార్ట్ చేశారు సర్వీస్.
Oh, is it? Then why didn't you tell at that moment, man?
మీరు ఫ్లోలో ఉన్నారు సార్, అందుకనే స్టాప్ చేయడం.
Okay. Okay. Let me stop this. Then we need to restart Tomcat then. Once my database server is started, okay. Now the database server is running now. Okay. So let me close these 3 tabs. Obviously, so when your database server was not started, right? So you know that is the reason you got this message. You might have seen that, SQL exception. You might have seen that, you got a SQL exception. Now let me start Tomcat server. Where is our Tomcat? Where is our Tomcat? It is. All right. Now the application is started successfully, right? So now, whenever, suppose you are trying to log in, or you are trying to make some payment, or, you are trying to purchase a product, you are trying to place an order, right? So, some entries will be made to the log files, isn't it? Some entries will be made to these log files, isn't it? Do you see that here, just now one log file got created with today's date, 22nd November, and today's time, current time, right? So can you see that, some log files are created now? So this is log rotation concept. Again, we discussed that what is log rotation concept, right? So now, some entries will be made to this log file. Corresponding entries will be made to this log file, isn't it? Whenever a user accesses the application, some entries will be made to the log file, right? And, now, even if there is some error message, suppose, user entered some wrong username and password, some entries will be made, some error messages will be written to the log file. All right. So please go through that September 9th session. I had clearly explained all this. Okay. So I can't repeat it now because of time constraints. So please go through that September 9th session belonging to your batch. Now, suppose a user entered wrong password, or user wrong username. User entered some username which is not existing. Some error messages will be printed to the error logs, isn't it? Now you can search all those log files at one place if you have Splunk configured on your application. Okay. Clear, everyone?
Yes, sir.
So that is what I want to convey here, or that is what it is mentioned here. It is a software platform to search, analyze, and visualize the machine-generated data gathered from the websites, applications, sensors, devices, etc., which make up your IT infrastructure and business. Right? Now, how to use Splunk? Basically, fortunate thing is Splunk provides 2 months, trial version. So those who want to learn Splunk, you can set up Splunk on your machine. However, make sure that you have at least 16 GB RAM on your machine, right? And you have very good processor and enough disk space on your machine. Okay, to install Splunk and to explore Splunk, right? So now we are going to download that Splunk trial version. This is the latest version in November 2025. This is the latest version of Splunk. And we are going to download and install that Splunk, and going to use Splunk trial version, which is free for 2 months, 60 days, up to 60 days. Now, can you please go to those who joined from laptop, those who are having a good configuration? Okay, can you search for download Splunk free trial and go to Splunk website, Splunk Enterprise free trial? You have a link. You got Splunk.com website, right? Go to this Splunk Enterprise free trial. Pawan, I think you have a very good machine, right? You have good configuration machine, if I am not wrong. or Vijay?
I'm trying, sir.
What is that?
I'm trying to open, sir. I'm trying to open.
Okay, okay. Oh, wonderful. Guys, we got some referral opening just now. Okay, I'll share it in our WhatsApp group, guys, because we are getting very limited openings for freshers. Just now from one of our previous batch student, we got some referral openings. Okay, I'll share it, this demo will be uploaded to my YouTube channel as a public video, so I'm not going to show it now because we are getting very, very limited openings for freshers. So I'll share this opening, and the requirement is for 0 to 2 years of experience, guys. I'll read it out. Looking for performance testers with 0 to 2 years of experience who are passionate about performance engineering and eager to learn and grow. Location Hyderabad, experience fresher to 2 years. Ramu, this is a wonderful news for you and other freshers also
Yes, sir.
in our current batches and previous batches. Archana and Pravalika and like there are around 7 to 8 freshers in the June batch, right? So this is a wonderful news for all of them. June batch and July batch, freshers in June and July batches. So skill set that they are looking for is JMeter, LoadRunner, performance monitoring and analysis. Okay. So I'll share this, opening, referral opening through to our, in our WhatsApp group, guys. Batches in our batches WhatsApp group. Okay. Because we are getting very limited openings for freshers. If it is bulk open requirement, we can share it to everyone. Right. So first let us, let our freshers try. Right. I'll share it, I'll share it in once this session is completed, I'll share it. Just now I got it from Yashaswini from one of the previous batches. Okay. All right. So, yeah. Now, once you are on this Splunk page, Splunk Enterprise, so enter your details. Please enter your details. It is asking for a business email. That means official email ID. Oh, this is the latest version, guys. 10.0.2 is the latest version. And you can clearly see that here, you can try Splunk Enterprise free for 60 days. No credit card required, right? Like Dynatrace, not Dynatrace. For AWS, AWS free tier, you have to enter some credit card number or debit card number, isn't it? However, for Splunk, you don't need to enter any credit card details. You can try it for 60 days. So this is more than enough for learning or exploring Splunk, right? Now, can one of you please share your screen and do this registration, guys? Pawan, if possible, can you please do that? Because I had already registered and set up on my machine. Can you please do it on your machine, guys? Can you please share your screen and do it on your machine?
Yes, sir. Sure.
Yeah. Wonderful interface, right? Uh, just you just give initial enough. Okay. Okay. Yeah, that's fair enough.
Company, I'll tell my old company.
It won't validate anything basically, so you can give
Okay.
any company name.
Don't need to have work.
Okay. Yes. So, but give a valid email ID. So you gave a
sir.
valid email ID, right?
But still it is
Make
not
sure that you
showing.
give a valid email ID. Enter zip code. I think that is also mandatory.
Okay.
Enter some zip code, postal code. Now see that it should be
No,
enabled.
sir. Not active.
Scroll up. Okay. Okay then. Okay then. So I got it. Maybe you need to enter like official
Business
email
email.
ID only then.
Yes, sir.
Okay. All right then. So let me share my screen and I will enter some official email ID. Seems like it requires an official email ID. So
Sir,
if, I can share, I can share the software. Once I download it, I can share
sir,
your.
I have entered the ID. I got some mail confirmation.
Okay, can you please share your screen,
Yes,
Vijay?
sir. Give me a second.
You tried with Gmail only? Did you try
Yes,
with
sir.
Gmail?
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Oh, how come is that then? What is the issue here? Vijay, can you please wait? Can you please wait?
Okay, sir.
Let us see why, Pawan is not getting, that create account button
Can you
enabled.
scroll down, sir? Can you scroll down? Something is missing. No.
Yeah, now it is enabled, right? Now it is enabled. That's what I remember. Like we can
Yeah, it took
register
some
with
time,
a
I think so.
Gmail ID as well. Yes. Now now you should get an activation email. Go to your Gmail and click on that activation, that verification email. Now you got it into updates tab, right? Updates
sir.
tab in Gmail. So now verify your
Verify
email.
your-
Once you verify your email, so you'll be able to download and install Splunk Enterprise on your machine. Trial version on your machine, which will have a validity of 60 days.
Yes, sir.
Meanwhile, can you please show your CPU and RAM? Open Task Manager and can you please show your system configuration?
Mine is 8 GB RAM, sir.
Okay. Open Task Manager once, please.
Okay.
Okay. Go to Performance tab. Is this Windows 10? Looks like this is Windows 10.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Understand.
Okay. So i3 second generation. Oh, it will be very slow then. Vijay, what is your system configuration, Vijay?
Sir, give me a second. It's
We'll switch to your machine because
i5
generation.
i5 G1.
i5 G1. Okay.
10th generation maybe.
10th generation. Okay. Can you please share your screen? Pavan, don't mind, let Vijay
Yes, sir.
share
Yes, sir.
his screen.
Okay, sir.
Because it will be very slow on i3 and the second generation processor. And also 8 GB RAM. You are having only 8 GB RAM, right? So please, let Vijay share his screen.
Okay, sir.
So once you activate your email ID, once you verify your email ID, can you? Yeah. So this is i5 10th generation and 16 GB RAM. Perfect. Okay. Now once you activate activate your email, yeah. Now click on that download. So Windows Server 2025. Yeah. Go to Windows tab. Right. This is what I'm referring to, guys. Those who are watching the demo session on my YouTube channel. So once go to Windows tab and click on that download now. Can you scroll down, Vijay? Let them see, like, okay, you have only one option, Windows Server 2019-22-25.msec. Yeah, click on the download now. Oh, it's done already. Wonderful. Okay, now go to your downloads folder and can you run that installer file, exe file? Okay, so select the checkbox, check this box to accept the license agreement and click next. So there is nothing complex here, all are next only. Enter, wait. Create credentials for the administrator account. Password must contain at a minimum 8 printable ASCII characters, right? So give some username. So admin, just better give admin and give some password that you can remember well or note it down somewhere, because it's very difficult to recover that password, guys. If you forget it, it's a bit difficult to recover the password. So please make sure that you note down the password or you give some password which you can easily remember. Okay, now click install. That's it. Click install. And can you show the disk space in your C drive, Vijay? Go to your C drive and see how much disk space is there currently. Okay, 99 GB is available approximately. Now, once you install it, it will be consuming around 3 to 4 GB of disk space in your C drive. We'll verify it once the installation is completed. So make sure you have at least 50 GB of free space in your C drive. So if you don't have, if anyone who is following this session want to install Splunk, if you don't have at least 50 GB of free space in your C drive, please install it in your D drive. You can also install it in your D drive or any other drive. Vijay, meanwhile, can you please check your Konakat also? If Konakat application is set up, that setup is working on your machine or not? Did you start that MySQL Server database? Okay, that is already running. Okay, perfect. Now, but do you have any issue with Java? See there, go to the Tomcat and okay, it's coming up. Waiting for Konakat server. Problem loading the page. Okay. So, let's see. Let's wait and see. Now go to your Splunk installation. Okay, still in progress. So if it doesn't work, if Konakat application doesn't work, I'll show it on my machine. I have two laptops, two machines with me. So I'll show that on my machine once we complete this Splunk installation. I'll pause recording, because it looks like it takes some.
Sir, I think it is taking more time. Yes, sir, it's done. Hello, sir.
Yeah, yeah, Vijay. Sorry, I'm speaking on mute. Yeah, now click on finish. So Splunk Enterprise was installed successfully, and this is 10.0.2 version. And now once you are done with the installation, you will get a screen like this. You will get a login screen like this. Now enter your credentials, which you had set when you are installing Splunk, and log into your account. Wonderful. Right. Now you can see that, like you will get some tool tour. So now, this is how your Splunk login screen looks like, right? So it is
Okay.
showing hello administrator because, you created, you logged in with
Admin.
an admin account,
Hmm.
right? And like, this is how your Splunk interface looks like. You can log into your Splunk interface or Splunk application, web application by entering, by accessing that URL. And remember, observe that Splunk by default runs on port number 8000. Can you please highlight it? Right. So, and what is that 127.0.0.1? That you know that very well. What is that 127.0.0.1?
IPs.
IP address.
Which IP address? That is the default IP address of your local
No, no,
machine,
no.
right? That is the default IP address of your local machine, isn't it? Now, can you please click on search and reporting?
Search and report.
Search and reporting. Search and reporting is the, one of the major applications that we work on Splunk, work when you're using Splunk. Yeah, you can take a tour later on. You can skip for now. You can take the tour later on also. Okay, you can go to help and you can take the tour any point of time. Now, this is where you search your, messages, log messages, right? You enter some, error message or you enter some application name, then you will be able to see that. I'll show that on my machine because
Okay, sir. Okay. Yeah,
your
Concord is
Konakat
not
setup is
working.
not working. I'll show that on my machine. Okay. Thanks, Vijay. So now I'm sharing my screen. So I have similar setup, I have more or less similar setup. Let me show you the setup on my machine. Okay. How did I set up on my machine is actually I had set up Splunk on a remote machine called Perf Tester. Okay. I'm, like, so in real time, you will not install Splunk on your local machine, isn't it? We will not install Splunk on our local machine for an information is. Let me explain with the help of a diagram. So let's say, like this is your office laptop. Let's say this is your office laptop. Okay. From your office laptop, you will be accessing Splunk through that web URL, right? Local. So your server name. Wait, let me show the architecture first. Suppose this is your Splunk, uh, this is your application, and you have configured that Splunk forwarder. And let's say this is your Splunk server, Splunk central server. Assume that this is your Splunk central server. Okay. And what will you do is, if you want to configure Splunk in our application or in real time, how it is going to be is, right. Let me move this. So basically, suppose, this is your application. Suppose, let's say you want to monitor your application servers, right? So you'll install a component called Splunk forwarder on that machine, right? A component called Splunk forwarder will be installed on your all the servers that you want to monitor. App server 1, app server 2, 3, 4, 5, and so on. Assume that these boxes represent your application servers, right? So app 1 is application server 1. Similarly, app 2 stands for application server 2, right? That way, let's assume that there are 4 or 5 application servers. Now, on those application servers, if you want to collect the logs, right, will, a component called forwarder will be installed on those application servers. Now, what is a forwarder? It will forward the log messages to your Splunk central server, Okay, this forwarder, this component, that universal forwarder, mostly you will have universal forwarder. So that or heavy forwarder. So that forwarder component will be forwarding the log messages to your Splunk server, central server. And if you want to, search any log messages, so assume that this is your office laptop. Let's assume that this is your office laptop. Okay. So we will not Splunk server will not be installed on your machine, or forwarder will not be installed on your machine. On your office laptop, from your office laptop, you will open a browser, and let's say this Splunk server name is Splunk central server name is perf-test. Let us assume that this is the server name is perf-test. Okay. Now from your office laptop, you'll open a browser and you will use a URL like this: https perf-test : what is the port number on which Splunk runs?
8,000.
8,000, right? So 8,000 is the port number on which your Splunk will be listening for any incoming requests. So you will enter a URL like this. I'll show that practically in a moment. Okay. So you'll open a browser on your machine and you will use this URL perf-test 8000, where perf-test is the Splunk server name. Okay. Now I'm going to show you that practically anyways in a moment, right? So, but everyone done with the Splunk installation? Is everyone done with your Splunk installation, guys? Now guys, please respond.
Sir, I will install after the session, sir.
Okay. Okay. All right. So understood, guys. We'll some component called forwarder will be set up on each server that you want to monitor, whether it is a app server or web server or DB server. A component called Splunk forwarder. Splunk forwarder will be installed on each server that you want to monitor. And what does a forwarder does? What does this forwarder does? It will forward all the log messages to your central Splunk server. Okay. What does a forwarder does? Let me show you with the help of a PPT. So basically, like this is your Splunk central server. If you assume that this is your Splunk central server, it will collect the log files, config files, messages, alerts, metrics, scripts, changes, tickets, and all these into a central server. And we can access we can search those log messages with the help of a URL, Splunk URL. Okay. So Splunk collects and index any machine data, and these are the functions of Splunk. Then it indexes that data, and you can, using that search and reporting app, you can search and investigate the log messages. You can add knowledge objects, you can set monitors and alerts, and you can create reports, and you can analyze your test results, etc. Right. Now, what is a Splunk forwarder? Splunk forwarder is a component that sits on your, you can see here, this Splunk forwarder component, universal forwarder or heavy forwarder. One of these will be installed on your application server or your server, whatever you want to monitor, which will be forwarding the log messages to your Splunk, central server. And on your central server, there will be a component called indexer, which indexes the events. And with the help of search head, you can search those log messages. Search those log messages. Okay, let me show you one final slide on forwarder. Okay. Yeah, Splunk Universal Forwarder should be installed on servers endpoints from where we want to collect the events, right? And these are the steps for that, which we'll see that in the next session. Okay. And there are two types of forwarders: universal forwarder and heavy forwarder. Okay. So what is the difference between universal forwarder and heavy forwarder and all? We'll discuss it. Okay. Now let me explain the setup on my with me, the setup that I am having with me. Okay. So I had installed Splunk server on a remote machine called perf-test. Okay. On which my Java application is also running. I have a remote machine. Let me connect to that remote machine. I'm connecting to that remote machine. That remote machine name is perf-test. And guys, assume that this is your office laptop. The machine that you are seeing currently is your office laptop. And now I am connecting to a remote machine on which my Java application is running. And I had installed Splunk on the same machine. Okay. So this is a remote machine on which my Java application is running. Let me show you that Java application. Let me show you that, Tomcat is running on this machine as you see here. And this is the Konakat application. I have Konakat. I have a Java application called Konakat running on the same machine. And now I had installed Splunk also on the same machine in my case. So however, in real time, this would be the setup case. I hope you understood that. In real time, this would be the setup. You will have, see, you will have a separate machine for Splunk servers, Splunk central instance. And you will install that Splunk forwarder on your server machine, or you'll set up that Splunk forwarder on your server machine, and forwarder will forward the log messages from all the servers to the Splunk central server. And you will access your Splunk by using some browser and with the help of this URL. Is it clear, guys? Or any queries? Now, see, this is my assume that this is your office laptop from where you have to access your Splunk. Okay. So I'll log in one more time. I'll, see, perf test is the machine on which I am having that Splunk central server Splunk installed, and now it is running on port number 8000. Okay, so I'm going to enter that URL perf test followed by the port number, and you'll get the okay. So as I logged into this browser, right, I had automatically logged in. I'll do one thing. I'll open up another browser. Perf test colon 8000. This is your login page. Now I'm entering my credentials. These are my credentials, guys. These are my credentials for Splunk. These are my Splunk credentials. And now you can see that, I can see the Splunk interface now. Now, if I want to search for something, I go to search and reporting app. For example, I want to search for Konakat logs, right? So observe here, it is showing Konakat admin and Konakat heap dump, etc. Now I am searching for Konakat, just Konakat for the last 24 hours. This is the time range on the right side. You can select the time range, and I'm searching for that, and you see a lot of log messages, right, related to Konakat application. Observe here, all these log messages are related to Konakat application. Okay. Now, Vijay, on your machine, it will not work. You have to do some setup. You need to do some setup because, because you just have Konakat application on your machine and Splunk installed on your machine, but you did not set up, you did not set up or you did not make Splunk collect those logs, isn't it?
Yes, sir.
Now, how to make Splunk collect those logs is how to, let me show you how to, how did I do that is you go to settings in Splunk. Okay. Add data. Okay. Select add data and select monitor, right? You select monitor and go to files and directories. And here what you need to do is you need to give your Konakat log file path. Click on browse. Okay. If this is your local machine, you will give the local machine path here. Okay. Let me show you that how did I do that. So basically here you need to give your log file path. You need to give your log file path. You can read the description here. Configure this instance to monitor files and directories for data, right? And they give some examples as well. On Windows, you can give like this Apache. If you have Apache server and if you want to monitor all the error logs of Apache server, this is how you need to give the file path, the log file path. Okay. Let me show you that on the remote machine. How did you do that on my remote machine? I'm logging into Splunk on my remote machine. And I'll quickly show that, how did I do that? And I'll close the session for today. Okay. I went to settings, add data, go to monitor, and you'll see as I already did that, we should be seeing that already. Okay. Click on browse. This is my remote machine on which I have that, that server. Now go to your C drive, Konakat, select your logs folder. I'm selecting the complete logs folder. You can also select a particular log file also. Suppose if you want to monitor only particular log file, you can select that log file. But I want to monitor all the log files. So select the log folder. Okay. Just select that logs folder, right? Select and now file or directory. You can give either file or directory. So logs is a directory here on my machine. Let me show you that. Okay. So if you see here, this is my Konacut. Where is my Konacut application? Shortcut. Yeah, here it is. Open file location. So this is my Konacut folder. Inside Konacut, I have logs folder, right? I'm giving this entire file path, entire directory path or folder path. Okay. Now what happens is, all the log files will be collected. All the log files will be collected here, guys. Okay. All the log files will be getting stored in this folder, and you can search any log message, through your Splunk, web login. Clear, guys? Is it clear or any confusion? So once you do this, once you configure your log files folder, okay. So now click on next. See, I already did that. That is why it is saying input with the same file name already exists. I already did that before. That is why it is saying that input with the file same name already exists. So you just click on next and submit. We just click on next and submit. Let's say, for example, this time what will I do is, I'll do one thing. I will select a particular log file just to show you. I'll select a particular log file. I did not do this before. So I'll select this one. Click next. And now you can see that, now you can see that it is showing those Konacut logs, right? Observe here that it is showing the Konacut logs. Now click next. See, select source. See, observe here. Observe here, the source is this particular log file. Okay. And now click next. And you can give some source type. So this is what log is this? Catalina logs. Okay. Let's say I'll give Tomcat Catalina logs. All right. And click on save. Now the source type is selected. Now review, and it will show you the file name, whatever you exactly selected, what is the source type and all. Just click submit, right? And now start searching. Once you are done with that, start searching. And now you can search, you can search any log message in that source type. Okay. You can search for any log message in that source type. Guys, able to follow, guys?
Yes, sir.
Sir.
Okay, so this is how this is how we configure Splunk, guys, or this is how we use Splunk search and reporting app, right? So we'll explore more on Splunk in the next session. So, but you try to complete till here. Try to complete till here by following the steps explained. So if you have any queries, I'll create a WhatsApp group for this batch, for this weekend training on Splunk and Dynatrace. So post your queries or any blockers in that WhatsApp group. For every batch we have a WhatsApp group, right? Similarly, I'll create one WhatsApp group for this weekend training on Splunk and Dynatrace. Post any queries, in that. Please don't send me a DM. Please post your queries in that WhatsApp group, right? So I'll try to address those WhatsApp group. I hope you will not face any issues. But the prerequisite for doing this course is like you need to complete at least one tool, performance testing tool like LoadRunner and JMeter, and you should be having that setup in place where you can execute some tests, and once you execute some performance tests, you will get some error messages. You may get some error messages, or you increment the load till you get till you break the application and you get some error messages. And we are going to see how to check those error messages from your Splunk console. Okay, our Splunk web interface, right? Seeing my screen, guys? Are you seeing my screen?
Sir.
And we will also
Yes, sir.
see how to create dashboards and all, right? What are the keywords that we use in Splunk, and how to create dashboards, Splunk dashboards, and all those, right? So all right, guys, let us stop it here for today. We'll continue in the next session. So any queries, guys, before we close today's session? Vijay, any queries?
No,
I
sir.
think okay. So are you able to understand so far? Understand the session so far? What is Splunk? How to configure Splunk? What are the various components of Splunk?
Yes,
Is
sir.
it clear or you need to go through the
Yes,
recording session?
yeah, it's clear.
All right. As you completed, JMeter and LoadRunner training, it should be easy for you to understand where Splunk fits into the hierarchy and what is the significance of Splunk, right? We'll explore more in the upcoming sessions. And if you are interested, you can attempt certification also after the training. Okay. If you are, interested and if you practice well, you can attempt, Splunk certification as well. Splunk and Dynatrace certification will have a lot of value. All right. So if you have, feasibility or if you are okay to pay the certification fees, you can attempt the Splunk certification. All right. So I'll stop it here for today. We'll continue tomorrow, guys. Sorry, in the next session. So I'll let you know when would be the next session. We'll communicate in the WhatsApp group. So please like, share if you like the session. Please like the recording session, and please share your feedback in the comment section. And please follow our Insta page. Save this WhatsApp number if you want to receive updates from us. Please save our WhatsApp number. Okay. On new batches or for performance testing and engineering or Splunk and Dynatrace or any other tools. So if you want to receive notifications, so please save this WhatsApp number and ping me your requirement so that I'll be adding to the proper WhatsApp group for inquiries. Okay. So thanks for joining with such a short notice, guys. Have a nice rest of the weekend. Signing off. This is Pawan from MGMITtraining. Thank you. Okay. So yeah. So if anyone is interested to enroll for this Splunk training, so please ping me on my WhatsApp number, this WhatsApp number. So we are planning to run it as a weekend batch so that those who are performance test engineers who are working can, it will be suitable for weekend batches will be suitable for them. So please, please ping me on my WhatsApp number, guys, if you are interested to explore or learn Splunk, including, Splunk queries, writing Splunk queries and creating dashboards. It will be covered to that extent. Okay. So so please ping me for further details and fees details. All right. It will be Splunk, the initial batches, as an introductory offer. So fees is going to be nominal. So the training will be for 10 hours, 10 to 15 hours. Fees will be around 3 to 5,000 nominal fees, unlike our, LoadRunner and JMeter trainings. So, right. So please ping me if you want to enroll for this weekend batch for Splunk and Dynatrace. By the way, so we are running, both online and offline trainings on performance testing and engineering, guys. We are running offline training in Amirpet, Hyderabad. If anyone looking for offline training, so this is our Amirpet classroom of seating capacity of 40 to 50. So, and we have very good strength now, including freshers as well as career gap guys. And after the session, are they are doing practice and they are doing very good job. And recently, some of our freshers got 6 LPA, 10 LPA package. So if you can meet in person, I can show you those offer letters as well. I'll try to show their offer letters as well. Okay, I'll definitely show you their offer letters as well. And like if anyone is having career gap, we are this is a good place for for learning and practicing LoadRunner and JMeter, and we'll help you out in placements. We are providing placement assistance for offline, and we can guarantee 100% placement for offline participants. And apart from that, we are also providing online training, right? So those who are away from Hyderabad, we are offering online training for them. But if you are seriously looking for placement, 100% placement assistance, I request you to come for offline training so that you can practice there and then, and you can after before the session or after the session you can do your lab, and you can interact with your batchmates, and like you can make best use of the training, and you can get placement in 3 months, max 3 months, right? All right, guys. So we are having a placement track record of 1,000 plus placements in the last 4 to 5 years. So you can see our students' success stories on our Insta page. Okay, and in my WhatsApp status. And today morning also, like we got to know that some of our previous batch student got placement, and you can see that in our WhatsApp status. Okay, so however I couldn't disclose their names on their request, but like there are 4 to 5 guys from our April and June 2025 batch who got who joined their new job recently, right? Most of them are those who attended offline training. All right, so you can see all our student success stories on our Insta page and in our WhatsApp status. Okay, all right, guys, thank you, and see you in the next